In the beginning of the episode, we are shown a girl named Wednesday who is a member of Adam's family. She doesn't look like an average girl because of her acts. She is like an old school kid in the modern world. Reaching to school, she opens her locker and finds her brother Pugsley tied. When she unties him, she sees some visions of those boys who bullied and tied her brother. She was furious and wanted revenge as she thought it was her birthright to bully her brother, so she went to school's swimming pool where boys were practicing swimming. She left many piranhas in the pool so they could bite them and have some flesh as lunch. At this act she was banned from school. That was the 8th time in 5 years. She was rusticated from different schools. So, her parents Morticia and Gomez took her to an academy named Nevermore where kids like Wednesday could live and control their powers. Reaching to Nevermore, her parents go to Principal Larissa Weems' office. She was also an outcast. Outcasts are like werewolves, mermaids, vampires, witches having magical powers. Principal takes Wednesday to her room where she meets with Enid, her roommate, who colored her room like a rainbow, but Wednesday likes black and white theme. Enid goes with Wednesday for a short trip of academy and tells her about 4 categories of students. Then she says goodbye to her parents where Morticia says you will never escape from academy and Gomez drops a hand to spy on her while leaving. Next day she goes in fight room where she challenges an evil girl Bianca Barkley. In first round she wins, but in second round she gets hurt. She gets bandaged in infirmary where she meets with Rovan. While leaving infirmary, hand again follows her and a gargoyle was about to fall on her when Xavier saves her life. Instead of thanking him, she gets angry why he saved her life. In the room she feels presence of hand and insists him to bow in front of her. Next day principal takes her to psychiatric rehabilitation center, where she asks to use restroom and with the help of hand runs away from a window. While running she collides with an old man and sees death scenes of this old man but doesn't tell him anything as she was in a hurry. Then we see her in a coffee shop where a waiter named Tyler's coffee machine needs repairing. She tells him she can repair it if he is willing to drop her at a station. She offers him money but he smiles and says he can't be bought. He agrees to help her without taking money, and then Wednesday waits for Tyler to finish his shift. A couple of boys come and start teasing her. She fights and beats them to floor. Then Sheriff comes, who is also Tyler's father. He asks for the reason of this mess. Tyler replies that those guys were teasing customers. Meanwhile Principal comes and apologizes for the inconvenience and asks Wednesday Addams to come with her. Sheriff asks if she was Gomez Addams' daughter. He must be behind bars. On the way to academy they pass from a spot of that accident which Wednesday saw in her visions. Then she comes in academy and start playing cello, and we see Rovan tearing a page from a book in the library. Then hand comes to Tyler, home, where he sees a chopped off living hand and gets scared to death and wanted to hurt him while hand asks him to call Wednesday. On call she tells him about a festival which was going to held in the academy and where everyone's participation was mandatory. On the day of festival Principal was spying on her. Wednesday manages somehow to distract her and runs away with Tyler. Tyler gives him a file of murder allegation charges against her father which he found from his father's police record. While running she collides with Rovan and sees his brutal death and goes behind him and asks him that he is in danger. He performs magic and places her on a tree and says you are the danger for this academy and the world. He shows her a picture and says his mother drew this picture 25 years ago and asked him to kill her. He was about to kill her, then a huge monster comes and kills him and spares her and disappears. She was in her room and there were so many questions in her mind that how is she a danger for academy and world? Why there were murder charges against her father and why that monster spared her?